Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk to you guys about the problem with artificial intelligence and how it is becoming a plague on our society. Now, we've all seen AI insinuated practically everywhere. We see the funny dog videos, we see AI slop everywhere on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, every single social media platform, Pinterest. AI is insinuated into our Google search engines now, where you Google search anything and then it'll give you an AI overview versus, the top websites that we used to see only a few short years ago. But I do believe that AI is a small problem within a much bigger picture, and that bigger picture is technological advancements in general. We have technologically advanced so fast and so rapidly lately that life is essentially on easy mode if you want it to be, and it's super accessible to have on easy mode in a variety of ways. We are losing the art of practically doing anything for ourselves anymore with this reliance on technology. If you think about it, like, why are you going to go to the gym and lose weight and eat healthy when you can just take Ozempic and lose weight that way and don't have to change anything sloppy or undisciplined about your life? Why would you cook for yourself when you can just order Uber Eats and DoorDash? Why do you want to do your math homework or write essays when you can just go to ChatGPT to do that? Why think for yourself when ChatGPT can provide you the answers that you need? Why go and face your problems and emotions when you can just go on your phone and doom scroll and distract yourself from those issues? Technology is making life easy, and I do believe that it's going to bring us to a point of the collapse of human civilization. And if we do rise from the ashes, historians are going to talk about how this rapid technological advancement was our downfall. And that's not only me saying this, but it's also what is being pushed as the agenda of our our tech CEO overlords. You have Peter Thiel, who's involved with Palantir and a variety of other AI technologies and surveillance, talking about when he was on an interview, he was questioned, "Do you want humanity to thrive and survive?" And he started to stutter and become super hesitant, and he didn't even give a straightforward, obvious answer of, "Yes, we would want humanity to continue." Or you have Sam Altman, the founder of OpenAI, which created ChatGPT, saying that AI will probably cause the collapse of civilization, but that's okay. It's no big deal because good things are happening for him, but not so much for us. There's literally an all out war for our human destruction with all this technological advancement. And I think we're going to start to look like those people from Wally that you see that are so fat and so dependent on technology that they can't even walk in and of themselves. But moving back to AI, I specifically want to talk about the problems with AI when it comes to content creation and art. And it's super interesting, but also concerning to see that there are media companies talking about putting AI in video games because when you're stuck on a level, then the AI can help you solve that instead of, using your brain and doing it yourself. Or you have media companies that produce a lot of content talking about how, instead of us putting in the work and making this content, we can just have AI imitate our voices and ChatGPT can write the script and then we'll just put it together and we can produce podcasts and a variety of other content that way instead of doing it ourselves. And I think the big problem with that is, if you think about if Joe Rogan tried to do that and the Joe Rogan's voice and it was a script of something like Joe Rogan would say, and then he had whatever guest on that, and it did the AI voice of the guest and something that sounds like what the guest would say. Then, and then that's the show. I think Joe Rogan would lose a lot of his audience because there's that essential human element of Joe Rogan being a good interviewer and him having a variety of guests on, and just the authenticity of the conversations they're having in the first place. So it's essentially just becoming fake, and this goes with any sort of content creation when it comes to YouTube videos. We have AI content creators pushing out slop, claiming to be other people, and then the actual person has to go online and say, "Hey guys, by the way, this isn't me. This is just, AI slop." And so there's just no merit to it. There's no goodness to it. There's no hard work put into it. It's just soulless, and lame, really, at the end of the day. And then when it comes to actual art, we're seeing these people called AI artists, which is such a stupid name in the first place because all they're doing is typing prompts into Chat GPT or Google Gemini that gives them the art, and then they post the slop, and then hope that their funny Sora AI video or whatever goes viral, and that's all they do with their lives. And the and the way that we come to deal with those people is that we need to understand what true art and the purpose of art is in the first place. And the person that gives a super good answer is the Russian philosopher and writer Soloviev, who's very good friends with the famous author Dostoevsky, who wrote Crime and Punishment, The Brothers Karamazov, Notes from Underground, Demons, etc. Really fantastic books. I haven't read them all, but I am slowly working on it. And he talks about how art is meant to be reflective. It is to grab some element of the human condition and the human person, and then just capture that and then present it in some way, whether it be through books or paintings. And I think to illustrate this, we can look at the Lord of the Rings. And there's that beautiful speech that Aragorn gives at the Black Gate where he says, "There may come a day when the courage of men may fail, but it is not this day, and this day we fight." And Soloviev talks about how art is meant to be transformative. And so, with that passage from The Lord of the Rings, we see the virtue of courage and bravery being exemplified. And so, the reader is then prompted to reflect on his own life and consider how he used to be courageous, just because the art is capturing that element of the human condition of bravery and then reflecting that, and then its intention is to transform the person reading it. Or if you think about the paintings, imagine a painting of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, and we can look upon that painting and we see within that essentially an example of selflessness and self-sacrifice and laying down one's life for a greater cause. And so gazing upon that painting, the person consuming that painting essentially is prompted to reflect within himself on how he is to be more selfless in whatever life he is. Maybe he's a husband and he is to called to lay down his life for his wife and family by putting them first over his own selfish desires and needs, for example. And so when we have that as our basis of this essential human element of the human condition, then AI has an infinite barrier of entry because AI cannot possibly know about the human condition as the human person does. AI can know about things. It can know about love. It can know about fear and bravery because those things are textbook definitions, but it cannot possibly know what it is to love, what it is to be brave, what it is to feel fear, what it is to feel hatred, or whatever human emotion or virtue that you're thinking about. It doesn't know what it is to be just or to be temperate or to be prudent. It cannot possibly know. Only another human being can create something that's reflective of the human condition and give that to another person. AI cannot possibly do this at all, and that's why AI art isn't real art, and it's becoming a plague. And there needs to be more people out there that are creating original books or doing something original, if they're content creators in the space, to basically be a floodgate against this coming of AI into practically everything. And that is one of the missions of this channel is we are super dedicated to not using AI at all. AI isn't used to edit, it's not used for the scripts, it's not used to do research or anything like that whatsoever. And that is the main mission here, to create content, especially when it comes to the arts, in a variety of ways, whether it be philosophy or politics or music or any of that, and then just present that for people to consume and get away from the fatigue of AI content that's out there. And that's all I've got for you guys today. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. It helps this channel grow. Please share it if you found this helpful. Have a great day.